Hi everyone, I'm Sulu. I'm a life coach and I also happen to have experience in mental health. I'm here in Venice today with my school friend Giacomo.
Hi.
Hiya. And we're going to have a little chat about the very important role in mental health communities, which is the role of an FP or favorite person. And who better than my own favorite person to give us a little insight into this. Hi Giacomo, how are you?
Very good. Yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for being here today. So let's get right into the topic. How did you first react when you heard about my mental health diagnosis?
Well, it all started, I believe, 2 years ago. It was late afternoon, and when I received your call, I do remember it very well. I felt you had the urge to tell me something, and so it suddenly came out. I remember that I did not feel sorry for not even a second. Instead, I started processing the information received, looking for a way to help, trying to be present and supportive. My research on your condition, I think, started right from that moment.
That's wonderful. So could you tell us a little bit more about what it actually entails to be a favorite person?
Okay, well, I consider being a favorite person a specific role, a very specific role that goes beyond being a best friend.
Mm.
An FB is someone you turn to for any need, a necessity, from cooking a meal to organize a photo shoot, as we did, to pick you up when you were down.
Yeah.
I now understand how important it is to listen without giving advice, to be there when it is a hard time for you, um, to recognize as well your emotions, and to find several ways to lift you up when you give me your hand looking for help.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. You know how much I appreciate that. So, we've talked about what an FP does. I'd like to know what it means to you personally.
Okay, well, I have to say, this has never been made it official to me. I found myself being your favorite person since the time you told me about your condition. This means to me being informed, constantly updated about mental health, and recognizing how this topic has always been surrounded by stigma. It was not easy at the beginning to address your emotions, of course, and reactions as well, the right way, avoiding to process them as directed to me, instead consider them part of your disorder. I have to admit I personally grew in it. The way I relate to this dramatically changed over the last 2 years. And I believe our relationship as well has never been stronger and more reliable.
I agree. I think it has definitely solidified something which was already solid, but it has brought it to a different level.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been really the silver lining in the situation. So we've talked about what it is, what you do, what you get out of it. What about what's most challenging?
Well, I don't find it I find it all challenging now. Maybe it was at the very beginning, of course, when my skills were not so developed, and I was not 100% ready to deal with it the way it was meant to be. The only challenge now is how to detach myself from negative emotions and useless behaviors, treating you more as a person with a condition than a best friend, trying to understand what you need in that particular moment.
That's interesting. That's a very interesting point of view. So that's the challenging part. And what about the most rewarding side of things?
The thing that makes me happy the most is when in a crisis you're able to see me by your side. When you understand that you're not alone and you do not have to deal with your emotions by yourself. I think this is the main thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so one last question. You have any recommendations for others who, like you, might find themselves in that position, in that role, and might not know how to navigate it? As you were saying in the beginning, it was challenging, of course.
Well, my recommendations are really few and simple. Study, listen carefully, ask questions, loads of questions on the condition, and be there and don't take it personal.
Absolutely agree with you, and I think that it was one of the turning points for us was also the fact that I saw how involved you were in getting informed, and that really meant a lot to me because it is awareness which actually helps us fight stigma and feel okay in ourselves. So that was, to me, a defining moment, definitely. Okay, Giacomo, thank you so much for being here with me and for this little chat, and we hope to see you soon again.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to share this.
Of course, my pleasure. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back with more tips, news, and stories soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.